Hey guys, and welcome to my 2-hour impressions of Project X Zone from Nintendo 3DS. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. I bought it earlier this week, and I've spent about a few hours, so I just thought I should give you my impressions of the game so far. Now, Project X Zone, also known as Project Cross Zone in Japan, is a tactical crossover RPG with characters from Namco, Capcom, and Sega franchises. It was released earlier this week, a couple days ago on June 25th, both in the eShop and at retail stores. And if you do get one of the retail copies, the first batch or the few batches of them are going to be coming in a limited edition, which contain the soundtrack, art book, and poster. So there's an incentive definitely to head to your store and get it. Now, the game is very Japanese. Now, what I mean by this is that Project X Zone doesn't really go by like a checklist full of tropes that most Western RPGs do have today. It's not a shooter with RPG elements tacked on to it, for one. It's definitely not bland or dull, and actually has a wider color palette than just brown or blue. It's wacky, over the top, and oozing with charisma that I don't really feel I get from Western RPG titles, but that I actually think about it, there aren't many Western RPGs to compare it to. As far as the story goes, I don't really have much of an idea of what's really happening. I mean, all I know, there's bad guys, they stole some stone, they're causing all kinds of trouble. Oh yeah, and water fountains are evil. You can get sucked into another dimension where you can possibly meet Ryu or Ken from Street Fighter. So every time you go near a water fountain, just remember to throw a coin and pray. The sprites are gorgeous and the animation is top notch. The character sprites, they're vibrant, highly detailed, and they show showing each of the characters' aspects. The animations are definitely smooth and fluid, especially during battles, where there are colorful flurries of sword slashes, explosions, craziness, and madness that the game really shines at those portions of the game. Fan service definitely comes to mind when you're playing it. They're definitely not ashamed of it. Most of the female characters are quite busty, I do have to say so, and yeah, I mean, fan service at its highest pinnacle right there. But paired along with the soundtrack and the original voice actors and voiceovers, definitely my ears are experiencing just the chaotic joy that this game really represents. Here's where I don't really have an idea of what I'm doing, but I really still love every second of it. I mean, I've played plenty of RPGs, and my most recent one that I played was Fire Emblem, and I've been playing Final Fantasies and all those staple RPGs for a while now. So I've become accustomed to grasping concepts early on and catching on quite quickly. About 2 hours in the Project X Zone, I still don't really have an idea of what I'm doing, and if I'm even doing it right. Much like Fire Emblem and other tactical RPG titles, you have your character and there's other characters on the map, and it's a grid, so you go ahead and move your characters to attack another one. Now, what kind of makes this difference is kind of how the battles play out, how they can play out. Currently, there's only 3 attacks. If you played Smash Brothers, you'll understand my wording here. So neutral A, that's just the A button alone, is an attack, and also with the left A or the right A, those are kind of different attacks, and each attack differs between the 2 partner characters, so each character will have different type of attacks. You can also have a third partner which can assist you in battle with an ability called, I guess, their solo, which by pressing L they pop up and do like their solo ability. So while you're beating the bad guys down, they come in and join in too, and they have their own special animation for that. And on top of that, you do also have the crossover attacks, which can be triggered by pressing R. So if you are on the grid nearby a group, they can go ahead and actually assist you in battle, which I'll kind of explain here in a bit. So the timing in the game really does seem to be the key, like you're juggling opponents to inflict more damage. Some attacks throw enemies up in the air, while some of them launch them into buildings like a pinball, and you have to attack them. So if you use an attack that's on the ground, it's more on the ground based, like punching and kicking, while the enemy is airborne, you're definitely going to miss. And you don't want to miss, because the more damage you inflict, the more XP that you gain. And successful crossover attacks will net you, will allow you to gain 50% more XP. And so far, the cap seems to be about 150 percent of XP so far. Now, the XP isn't experience points in the traditional sense. They're points that can be used on the field and while you're in battle. If you are attacked on the battlefield, you can go ahead and use XP to either counter attack, defend, or do a full defend. Each of these options does eat up some XP, and you can do nothing. So if you're blocked, you don't have to block. You can just take the hit. But if you counter, what you can do is you have an ability to attack once more with one of your moves, either A neutral, A left, or whatever moves you have. So you have the ability to do it only once. I guess some characters have the ability to do it twice, but I don't have a character that can do that quite yet. While defending will reduce the overall HP you lose, and then full defend blocks the attack at full. So you don't get hit at all, you have a guard, but it does eat 100% of your XP, which is quite a lot. Or no, 60%, sorry, 60. And if your character has the ability to do multiple attacks, like Chris Redfield has the ability to attack multiple enemies in a nearby group. Only certain characters so far have that, and that eats up 100% of XP. But it's very flashy, very over the top, and definitely wipes out the whole group. Again, like I said, I can explain it, but I don't really feel like I have any idea of what I'm doing. It's very flashy and over the top, so it just might feel like I'm doing everything correctly. I'm not really sure. But I do like that my hand's not really being held. The game's not telling me to try this and try that. I'm just kind of experimenting and learning more as I play. Again, while I don't really think I have a full grasp on it, maybe I do, and I just don't think I do. I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying the game nonetheless, even amidst my confusion. So if you have a Nintendo 3DS, definitely give it a shot. There is a demo up on the eShop right now. There will also be a second demo entitled Ghost, which will be coming here next week on July 2nd here in the United States. So if you get a chance, check them out. They are kind of late into the game, or at least the first one is, so you might not understand. It tells you a little bit what to do. But definitely, if you're a fan of any Namco, Capcom, or Sega characters and want to see them beat up a bunch of bad guys together, this is like the only game that it can really happen. And check it out, and thank you for listening. And again, my name's Tony. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Yokijiro, and that's YOKIJIROU. Follow me there. Ask me any questions. Comment below if you have anything to say. If I suck at what I'm doing, let me know. I'll probably keep doing it. You can go ahead and subscribe if you like. That always helps. You'll get the latest and greatest from me and other people at OneUpIsland.com, which is the home site for myself, Edgar Kastner, and Matthew Morandi, also known as Yoshi One Up. He is a great animator. You can check out some of his animations too at the website. And give it a like if you liked it, and dislike it if you didn't like it. That's what they're there for. There's 2 buttons. But anyways, again, thank you guys. This is Tony, and saying goodbye.